You know, what really sucks right now is I really miss using my FX6 and my Ronin 4D. Like, I have not used these cameras on a job in a very long time. But sometimes these budgets that I'm working with just don't allow me to pull out the big guns. Sometimes I just gotta roll with the FX3 or the A7S3 for most of my work. But it is what it is. I'm not complaining. What's up, y'all? It's been a minute. I have wanted to give you guys an update because I haven't been on here recently. There's more so because I'm just trying to focus on my business and building my brand back up. As of recently, I've been kind of like Xing out a lot of people that I don't want to work with anymore. Whether it be because of how much they want to pay, just their attitude, just a lot of little nuances that I'm just not trying to deal with anymore. And thankfully, I am building a new clientele base that I really love working with. Still in the same industry, but the demeanor is just totally different. So with that being said, I'm kind of pushing aside recruiter-based like brokerages and just leaning on the real estate brokerages that are really just out there doing the work. And I was taking a look at my expenses right now, and I took a crazy hit the first few months of this year. I'm normally used to making like 10 grand and up per month, and I just have not been hitting that mark. You know, 1 month I'm like 6K, I'm barely making 7. And these are still good months, but they're just not what I'm used to making. And I'm just kind of looking at like the track of how this is going. And if it continues this way, which I don't think it will, this will be the first year that I don't make over 100,000. But again, I don't feel like it's going to be that way because what I'm kind of leaning towards now, what's helping me stay busy and what's helping me stay booked, even during a slow time, is really leaning on asking people, what is your budget? It has really less to do with my rate, but leaning on them to give me their budget allows me to take on way more jobs. And it opens the door for me to bring in more money sometimes, because there are times where I'll ask somebody their budget and their budget would have been bigger or is bigger than what I would have charged them. Now, it's not like I'm getting over on them. Like, I don't just take it and run, but because their budget is bigger than my rate, I tell them how much I can give them. And I think as a videographer, or if you're in media production at all, you should lean on that a lot more than just giving your rate, because it'll allow you to take on more jobs and it'll allow you to actually expand your rates beyond what you're used to getting. Especially if, you know, you're never really sure of how much to charge. Leaning on what is your budget for the project just gives you space to take on clients and allows you to grow your services. What I mean is, what I used to do is I would ask somebody their budget. They would tell me, say it was lower than what I would have charged. Then I would tell them, okay, you can get that if I remove this, this, and that. I don't do that anymore. It was such a dumb way to do business. And I mean, I'm glad I learned from it, but nobody wants to know what they're losing if they pay you. Like, I don't want somebody to say, hey, this is my budget. And I tell them, well, I can give you this, but I'll have to remove this and remove that. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Instead, I tell them what they are getting. If they want to expand on that or they want to get more, then I tell them what else they can get. But I never start the conversation with, you can have this for that rate. And if I just remove this, this, that, and the other, just tell people what they're getting. And if they want more, then they can pay more. But if not, you know, they're still getting something for what they're paying. And just doing that has been keeping me busy. It's been keeping me booked, and it's been keeping my family fed. And I'm kind of going to continue to lean on that a little bit more for a long time, because my service base was so regular and routine. I just found a rate that worked for me for the services of real estate or podcasts or listings or whatever that case may be. And I would just give a flat rate, tell them, find the square footage of the house, the distance of the house, tell them the travel rate, all that stuff, and just leave it there. But having them give me a budget is just simple. Like, for instance, there was a realtor who told me that she had hired a videographer for her key videos, but he's getting so busy that she wanted to work with me. She looked at my work, said, oh, I love your style, would love to work with you, but this is how I operate. I know how many key videos I'm gonna need each month. I'm gonna pay you everything up front. This is what I'm expecting for this much. If you could do that, I'd love to work with you. And it was such an easy way for her to just get my services And she basically pitched me like, hey, I want to work with you. I'm willing to pay you this. Does that work for you? It takes all of the legwork off of me reaching out to people, trying to find if my rates work for them. So it's just another example of how if you just lean on what is your budget, like really pursue that way of doing business, you not only get more business, but you tend to find out what services you want to operate with a specific number. I know people that I feel like people fake the funk and they'd be like, yeah, I always do that and yada, yada. I didn't. I was somebody who I had a rate, something I was willing to work for, and I just left it at that. But now if there are some cases where somebody's budget is smaller than I would have liked to work with, if they're close, if I'm not doing anything, like there's really no reason for me to not go and make some money. So I'll just tell them that is a budget that's smaller than what I'm used to working with, but this is what I can do with that. And they're happy, and I still get paid, and I still get to expand my business, build my reputation with different people. You know, sometimes, especially nowadays, like it's not always going to be the biggest and the highest paying client. Sometimes it is a bunch of smaller paying, medium sized paying clientele that keep your business up and running. So don't always just strive for the big fish. Sometimes it's the little fish that are going to keep you fed, keep your bills going, and keep you working. Like there's really no point in me just sitting around waiting for people that are willing to pay my rates. But in that, there are people that will try to take advantage of you. So you just have to let them know what the services they are getting. Just point blank, period. Just tell them straight out, this is what you're getting. Leave no room for miscommunication at all. And don't allow those lower paying clients to have a terrible attitude working with you, because in all actuality, if you're taking a pay cut working for somebody or working with someone, they need to be on their P's and Q's straight up. I'm not receiving any disrespect, no miscommunication. I'm not going to let you treat me poorly, ask for a million things. Like it's just not happening. And it's time for us to stand firm, but also allow, you know, people to tell us their budget. And if it's something you're willing to work with, then great. And, you know, you'll stay busy and fed during this slow season. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. I know I've kind of been gone for a little bit. I've been wanting to talk and, you know, put out videos. I just didn't know what I wanted to talk about, especially because my Ray-Ban Metas, what I was using for BTS almost all the time, they're not cutting on. And I like to, when I'm talking to you guys, I like to show the work, not just have you looking at me this whole time. But continue to hit me up, continue to, you know, write in the comments what you guys want to see. Remember, like your comments are basically the videos that I'm going to be making. So the more comments you guys leave, the more videos I'll make, and we'll just keep this thing going as long as I can. But I hope you guys got something from this. Remember, ask for the budget. Don't just always give the rates. And don't forget to like, subscribe, all that other stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.